What aspects of the work did you find most powerful?
When you came here, I had spent 1 year just kind of as a trainer, and I had come out of the classroom after 25 years, basically in the same spot. So I was then able to see some really good teaching. What does it look like? How do you talk to children about math? And the fact that we connected it to the classroom discussions was huge, because we had that resource to read and we had you to model it. And I would not have been able to do it as effectively without somebody modeling it for me. And it wasn't enough to do it 1 year, because every year I got more and more and more.
This is my 4th year, but when I came out of the classroom, I taught 5th grade. So, and my math background itself is pretty strong. Like mathematically, I don't have a problem with those things, but it was still very, you know, textbook driven. I was very, you know, let me show you, okay, you try it, that the traditional model. And I think every year, like Carol said, I learned more to put in my bag of tricks of, you know, you open different avenues.
I think the exciting thing is to see the transformation of students and to see the excitement and the transformation of teachers. Ann Welch is my prime example. First time I walked in her room, no gathering area, no conversation. She is totally engrossed in this and involved in it.
You take a textbook-driven teacher who now completely transforms her practice and becomes Teacher of the Year 3 years later. That's a remarkable success story.
When Lucy came and we sat around that first table, we did not know where we wanted to go. We truly were seeking a path. And I think the path that we were trying to seek was of building capacity. Capacity amongst the group that's sitting here, capacity amongst the leadership and the school leaders, and then eventually capacity at the school level, which is kind of like what we saw today, that some capacity is starting to be built. But there is no quick fix, and it's now been 4 years. But we still, I don't think we want to waver from that, regardless of where we are, Region 1, Region 2, what school or not. I think the staff developers getting that capacity coaching from Lucy, it stair-stepped its way down, that the coaches, we need coached. We can't go out there without that support. The lead teachers that are starting to get it know that they need the support from the staff developers. The principals that are getting it know they need that. Would be a success story for me is if you could get the superintendent to understand.
My growth was coaching in general, because I was, when we first started all this, I was a coach at a school, and I thought I actually did an okay job, and now when I look at it, they're on the therapy now.
Evidence of student learning, that I've become much better. It's not everybody raising their hand and saying I have it, but having that intimate knowledge of each child individually. That to me was a huge piece of personal growth. Looking at classroom discussions and then really focusing on what that child was saying. What you have already brought to this personally, and I think to the district, is there is absolutely no excuse. Every child can. That we no longer can say they don't get it, because you've taught me to be very specific and say, well, who doesn't get it? Give me names. And so that has been very right. And what's
well, the other piece to that is we wouldn't get that by just reading a book or watching a video clip or anything like that. It's that personal piece of working with someone who is doing that and showing and modeling it. We're living it, breathing it along with you. You just don't get that by reading something.
And that goes back to, and I've said this as a group when we've met together as a group, you've brought delight. The first times it struck me is when we were in Tina Ingles' room and everybody went around. She was a Woodlawn. Nice, good job, great, blah, blah, blah. And the whole way around the room, everybody said something positive. And at the very end, you said, that was wonderful. However, these children did not understand the mathematics. And the room went silent. And it was a huge aha to us as educators that we can no longer ignore the fact that these kids do not have the skills they need now. And we start having to asking each other hard questions. And we're not used to doing that. And you've brought that to us. And sometimes we kind of feel, oh, you know, like the Band-Aid's been ripped off. We'll deal with the wound, but at least it's been exposed, and we now have to say to each other, okay, you know what, we're not doing it.
You're creating not just the coaching, but you're also creating a group of district-level leaders that can go in and make school-level leaders that infiltrate, you know,
teachers are thirsty for knowledge. They're not been out before.
Tell us
They're
what
eating
you
out.
want us, please
our team, we'd love for you to meet with us, so they're seeking it. So what do we,
And
you know,
don't
what do
only
we
work
do
with us,
that?
but my other teammates want to work with you. Just
Where is the
preferences, not
consistency?
the-
What I do,
This might be a good opportunity for something to happen.
teachers want us in there.
Put more people, put more time into people that are committed to do it, the schools that truly are committed to it.
And this is something that needs to be continued. Value the professional development.
Having been put in 3 schools this year that have not chosen math, there are deep, dark holes out there. And that's criminal to allow that to happen.